Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. I want to go over the important Star Citizen news that's been going on over the last few days. And we had some really cool stuff with a Homestead teaser, so player bases potentially teaser. We'll talk about that in a minute. Alpha 3.24 Wave 1 is now on the PTU, so it's wider PTU. It is a bit buggy. We'll come to that in a minute as well. And there's some cool stuff with contested zones and asteroid bases for Alpha 4.0 that was shown off. There's the ship Showdown. There's a sneak peek at the Polaris. We'll go through that. Let's start with Alpha 3.24. It's now Wave 1 on the PTU. It's opened up to more players. It's not an NDA'd build, so we can actually show it. It is buggy though. It is highly anticipated. People have been wanting to jump into this for a while and actually see what's going on with it a bit more than just CIG going, look at this inside Star Citizen. So if you've got access to that, jump in, help smash some bugs. It's basically what Cloud Imperium want you to do. The build is still very buggy, and there was another update actually to this last night. They updated the PTU with a patch that tweaked some parts for the Aegis Saber, improving flight, linear and angular acceleration performances. The Miscul A had some retuning to align the ship with archetype performances. They corrected erroneously fast tuning on the Santok Yai and fixed erroneously large Starfire fuel tanks. So, interesting with these Saber updates, there's almost certainly going to be a new Saber variant which turns up as part of this patch in the not too distant future, probably in the PTU phases in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, there's a load of testing needed for this before it gets out to live. It's erratically stable is what I would say. So sometimes you can be totally fine, not have a problem. Other times you can't leave your hangar. You can't do some vital thing which just prevents you from playing the game. It's one of the reasons it's only Wave 1 PTU. It's one of the reasons it was in Evocati for so long. They have not fixed all of these issues yet. But all the cargo updates are pretty much available to play now. We are still waiting for them to test out the blockade runner set of missions, but you can expect to hear more on that in the near future. I won't keep you any longer with the Homestead stuff. So on the Star Citizen Twitter, or X or whatever you want to call it, they showed off, oh, look at some cool stuff you can do with 3.24. It's all about hangars and hangar management, and this is sort of like a step towards bases. Oh, well, would you like to have some more stuff about bases? And then they showed off a few seconds of homesteads and said that player homesteads are going to be allowing us to have more freedom of item access and storage. We can find out more at CitizenCon this year on the 19th and 20th of October. This could be early base building. It could also be something a bit different from that. It might be structures that you find. It might be structures that are already there that you can effectively take over. I am hoping that it is bases that we can make. That'd be cool. Base building equals win to me. We do know that base building is planned. We obviously had CIG showing that off at CitizenCon last year, sort of in concept, and we know that they started production early this year. If it is something base building and we have it in our hands end of this year or at some point next year, I would not expect it to be hugely extensive. I would expect it to be pretty basic, but I'm excited for that. Yeah, who knows when it's actually going to be in our hands. Something else that was pretty exciting that they revealed was contested zones and asteroid bases for Alpha 4.0. Contested zones, they basically said that these were MMO dungeons. You go to a Pyro space station, or space stations will have sort of these large FPS areas that have loads of loot in them, loads of enemies. They have these doors that you need to open that might open over time, or you need to find keys for them, whatever. And you go in and you stay for as long as you want, and then sort of extract the loot when you're done. But other players can turn up there. It is basically an extraction shooter. Once you're sort of out of that area, you're back in the sort of Pyro space station's social zone, so it's kind of a green area. But these are very dangerous, high risk, high reward sort of areas, very much a PvPvE loot dungeon kind of feel. Think Dark and Darker, but with guns. Think Escape from Tarkov, but compressed into a little space station-y area. It'll be interesting to see how replayable these are and how addictive and interesting. Are there going to be problems with players just camping the exit? Maybe. They want to put bosses in them. I really like the idea of it, and I do think they'll get refined over the coming months as well. But something very exciting for 4.0 because it's a lot of gameplay for the Pyro area and a reason for players that want to do PvP and PvPvE stuff to actually go there and get that out of their system. But yeah, very FPS based. There's also something that's a bit more combined arms based, and that's asteroid bases, which are more asteroid stations. These basically slap space station interiors and asteroids together for expanded gameplay area, mission locations, that sort of stuff. You can fight in sort of a dogfight above them and then land on them and assault them, or find some special loot there, stuff like that. I think it's pretty cool. It's all the stuff we need. We need dozens of things like this to expand out gameplay area in the future as well. Ship Showdown! Phase 1 is still underway. That's going to be running until the 13th of August. During that time, the 2 most popular ships that are flyable in a selection of 8 categories will be chosen from, basically this is chosen from a mix of players making noise and creative bits about the ships that they like, but also CIG are going to be taking into account flight data and stuff like that, how much a ship has flown, and then they pick a load of ships from that. Ships like the Cutlass, Medquerza, Caterpillar, Corsair, Carrack, Hornet Mark II, Spirit, Vulture, that sort of stuff, expected to turn up there. Obviously, the categories being chosen at this stage, only 2 of ship in each category can sort of make it in, make it a bit more interesting. Phase 2 is where you then vote on your sort of 1v1 showdowns. That's a daily sort of vote. Your favourite ship, bam, vote on that. The winner makes it to the next stage, and on the 15th of August that starts. There's also going to be a free fly there, and the winner is then crowned on the 30th of August. The top 4 ships, they'll get some skins and flair made for them at the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo, and if you own one of those ships, you get that for free. I love the Mercury Starrunner. Zin loves the Cutlass Red. What ship do you love? Tell us in the comments below. There was a sneak peek this week of a very cool ship that is in concept at the moment, but it's getting there. It's going to be in our hands by the end of the year. It was the Polaris. I believe it's the Polaris Torpedo Bay anyway. If it's not, please correct me in the comments below, but I think it's the Polaris Torpedo Bay. Yeah, we're going to get this ship in our hands later this year. At least that's the plan. I'm very excited for Alpha 3.24, getting a bit more stable over the coming few days. We're planning to do a load of content on that. It's erratic at the moment. I have a bit of a PC problem and an electrical fault in the house at the moment, so getting footage and making videos at the moment is a little tricky. But tell us what you think of 3.24 if you are playing in it now. Are you excited for the contested zones and asteroid bases that are coming for 4.0? Ship Showdown? Yeah, tell us your favourite ship. And those homesteads. That is one of the most exciting things to me. Are we going to have base building-y type stuff by the end of the year or early next year or something like that? Is it something different? What are you expecting from player homesteads? Because player homesteads, that does just say, that's player bases, right? But if it's player bases, why don't they say player bases? Well, maybe it's player bases on a very small scale to start with. One last thing, Tobii Eye Tracker is on sale until the 5th of August. Use the links down below if you would like to take a look at that. It's basically high-end, sort of high-precision, natively supported head and eye tracking for Star Citizen. But you can use it in a variety of other games as well. And there's a little ghost mode so you can see where your eye's looking and record it. And it's cool for a load of other stuff. Anyway, check that out. Thanks very much for watching. You stand at the pearly gates. The winged being there weighs your sins against the weight of a feather. You are found wanting. Not a problem for nordvpn.com/BoredGamer though. Just change your location. Boom! You're in. Bypass your sin. Get nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. Probably not a tagline that Nord wants, bypass your sin, but that's what they're getting. Maybe they want one about its added security, privacy, or accessibility. Pah! Everyone knows that. You get that at a touch of a button. Click these links below to get great deals on that VPN service. Every month we give away a ship, and this month of August is all about your favourite ships, because it's the Ship Showdown. My favourite ship is the Mercury Starrunner, and I don't want to give one of those away, but I will. It's a fantastic little multi-role, multi-crew ship. It's got a bit of cargo space, it's got room for a little vehicle, it's got a good amount of firepower, perfect little mission runner. In the future it's going to have data running, it's good for smuggling, it's got lots of secret little hidey holes. I absolutely love this ship. All you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos made during August. Also, I would love to know what your favourite ship is. If you would like to further support the channel, consider just commenting or liking, subscribing. That all helps. But also there's the join button under my videos. That goes a huge way to allow us to make daily content on Star Citizen. There's also Patreon, sharing the videos, direct donations. There's links to all of that down below. Thank you so much for watching to the end. You take care and have a great day.